All right. So, hi, is it evening right now? Evening. Good evening. Almost evening. Good evening, Elsa. Welcome to our class, LMS BAP Cambridge 1 class. All right. Again, for this evening, I'll be your teacher, Miss Cha of Alaska English. All right. So, before we proceed to the lesson, can I ask, how are you? How are you tonight? Okay. Uh, can you tell teacher, what's the weather like in your country right now?
And
It's sunny and hot. Oh, really? You know, in my country right now, it's hot, but it's raining at the moment. At the moment, it's raining. Okay. So, anyway, Elsa, a trivia. Okay. So, do you still remember when teachers told you that when it comes to describing the weather, we tend to describe it by using the adjective, right? Thing two, wherein it ends with Y, right? Rainy, sunny, windy, all right. Foggy, all right. So, ending in Y. All right. But in some other scenario, like what I've said a while ago, Elsa, right now, all right, in Philippines, it's hot and raining. Okay. Whenever you are discussing something that is happening at the moment, you can put them in their present progressive form, making them an ing. All right. But it doesn't happen all the time, all right? Because there are some words, all right, specifically in weather that doesn't use ing. For example, we don't say, oh, it's clouding, it's winding. No, it's sunning, right? So there's an exemption. Not all the weather uses the ing form. Okay?
yes,
All right. Okay. So I just remember that. Okay. Moving into the thing that we're discussing. So right now we are going to continue the topic that we are learning, focusing on our Cambridge vocabulary. So in here we are going to talk about this one. Can you please read for me?
Uncle Fred and me. My Uncle Fred liked going to the park and running with his friends. My Uncle Fred likes fishing in the lake, watching hockey on TV, and eating chocolate cake. Wow, what a big fish! Oh no, what an old boat!
Boot. Old boot.
Boot, says Uncle Fred. My Uncle Fred loves walking with his dog and singing. My Uncle Fred loves playing his guitar, wearing very silly clothes and taking photos of his car. What a beautiful yellow car. I love my car, says Uncle Fred.
All right. Okay. How with this one? So this is a story about Uncle Fred. Okay. How about you? Continue.
I like flying my new kite and I like riding on my bike. I love jumping 1, 2, 3 and reading scary stories in his room. I like watching happy little birds and I love spelling very long words. Alphabet. What a long word!
Alphabet. All right. Spell alphabet. All right. Continue.
Uncle Fred and I love wearing funny socks and sitting on these rocks. We love finding big white shells and swimming in the sea. I love my Uncle Fred and my Uncle Fred loves me.
All right. Okay. So that is the story about Uncle Fred and me. All right. So can you tell teacher Elsa, how about this one? What does Uncle Fred likes to do?
Uncle Fred liked running his friend, going to the park, fishing in a lake, watching hockey on TV, and eating chocolate cake.
All right. So how about with this one? How can you with this one? How can you describe the weather on this photo? What's the weather like?
Windy,
It's windy
rainy,
and rainy. That is why what is Uncle Fred wearing?
coat,
He's wearing
orange,
a brown
brown hat,
mm,
black umbrella, raincoat,
okay.
red and orange scarf,
All
and
right.
green boots.
All right. And also we could say pants. I think Uncle Fred is also wearing black pants and green boots. Okay, good. How about moving into the next part? All right. How can you describe what kind of clothes Uncle Fred like wearing?
Is it very silly clothes and taking photo on his car.
All right. Can you tell me what is the color of Uncle Fred's car?
It's yellow.
It's yellow. All right. Now, how about moving into the next one? All right. What are the people doing in the photo?
He's flying a kite.
All right. They are flying a kite, and one boy is, what is he doing? Kicking a ball or playing. All right.
The
Playing.
bird.
All right. Good. So with this one in here, how about this part, Elsa? Hmm. How how did all right? How did he describe the birds? What are the
Is
adjective used to describe the birds?
is
The birds
on
are.
the
How can you
on
describe the birds? Think too. What are the adjectives?
sing.
They are.
They are sing.
They are singing. Okay, so that is the action. So the birds are singing. How about describing adjective? What are the adjective used?
Is is happy little
Happy
birds
and little. All
sing.
right. So he described happy and little. What is the opposite of happy?
Sad.
What is the opposite of little? All right, good. So now you could also see this part in here. So with this one, okay, sorry. So with this, Uncle Fred and I love wearing funny socks and sitting on these rocks. What place are they? Or where are they? They are at the.
At the
All right, Elsa, what sea creatures can you see on the photo?
is star right shells
All right, the shells, what's this?
starfish
And
crab
a crab. So when you go to the beach, Elsa, what are the activities that you can do here?
hen finding big white shells and swimming in the sea.
All right, I can swim, I can look for white shells. All right, so I ask you about it because we are going to review the part that we tackle about this one. But anyway, let's do the comprehension part first. Take a look. Let's see. You're going to tell me who likes those things. I like jumping. All right.
Jumping
Uncle Fred likes.
like running.
All right, continue. I like.
I like sleeping. Uncle Fred like watching TV.
Ah,
I like
this one.
taking.
Spelling. Spelling, Elsa. I like spelling.
I like spelling
Uncle Fred likes watching.
TV.
All right.
Uncle Fred like taking photos.
Oh, sorry.
Un-
Taking photos, it's Uncle Fred. Continue. Sorry.
I like reading.
Okay.
Uncle Fred likes fishing. I like ride a bike. Uncle Fred likes singing.
All right. Okay, good. Moving into the lower part wherein we are going to continue more likely in this part. Okay, Elsa, look and read and choose the correct word. Uncle Fred loves his guitar. Number 2.
Uncle Fred likes hockey.
Roy, 3.
Uncle Fred likes chocolate cake.
Good.
Uncle Fred loves his yellow car. Lucy likes her kite. Lucy likes her bike. Lucy and Uncle Fred love big white flowers.
Are you sure?
Shells.
Shells, right? They're mentioned because they love going to the beach. Okay, very good. Your comprehension is good. Good job. How about this one? By simply analyzing the photo, all right, you write simple sentences. So with this one, Elsa, if you just like it, so it's just okay, I like it, right? But you could also express your wanting to something or expressing the level of likeness you can describe. So like it's just the ordinary, but for an deeper or extreme feeling, you could say love. All right. You could also describe I like, I love, I want. All right. The same thing. So here, Uncle Fred likes running. All right. So you're going to match it up. He loves playing his guitar. So I'll be putting a letter. Continue. Elsa, write sentences.
He likes watching hockey on TV.
Letter.
Letter D.
All right. Letter D. Correct. Next.
He loves singing in the rain. E.
Okay. Singing in the rain. Letter E. Good. 5.
He loves taking photo on his car.
All right. He
Letter
loves.
B.
All right. Very good. How about number 6?
He likes fishing in the lake. Letter I.
Okay. He likes fishing in the lake. Correct. How about number 7?
He loves wearing silly clothes. D.
Letter. Wearing silly clothes. Letter.
B.
Silly. Silly. It's like funny clothes.
C.
Letter C. Okay. All right. So how about Elsa? Can I ask Elsa to talk about the things that she likes to do in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening? What about you?
I love I love I love I love I love running in the morning.
Okay, continue.
I love reading and studying in the afternoon, and I love drawing, and playing in the evening.
Okay, very good. So the purpose of this one is for me to check if you are using the proper form or the proper pattern in English. As you can see, when we talk about something that we like, the clue there is the ing. So that is why you got your answers correct. Okay, so they are in ing form. I love running in the morning. I love studying. And did you say studying and reading in the afternoon? And I love playing and
Drawing
drawing
in
in
the
the
evening.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, moving into here, Elsa, how about with this? We are going to have some sort. Actually, you need to draw, but in this one, you can just, make use of what is the appropriate adjective to use. What a funny duck. All right. Number two, what is
What
the
a big tree!
what a big tree and
What a fantasy car!
fantastic. Fantastic.
Big.
All right, good job. So with that one, I am very confident that you know when, all right, when to use some adjectives because there are some cases that we know that adjectives they are very useful. But there are adjectives that only applies for people and there are adjectives that only applies in things or animals or places, right? So that is also important that we know how and when to use them properly. Right?
Yes.
Okay, good job. Moving into here. Again, Elsa, we are going to do the listening parts, okay, when we are only have one session, okay? So in here. But at this time around, Elsa, when we talk about studying Cambridge English, they also comes with a lot of speaking. So in here, I'll be teaching you how to describe a certain activity. Like for example, the examiner will ask you, "Hi Elsa, what can you see on the photo? I want you to describe it." All right. So first, Elsa, the thing that you need to describe is the weather. What can you say about the weather?
Cloudy.
All right. So the weather today is very cloudy. There are a lot of people. All right. You need to count them. How many people are there? I can see how many.
I can see 6,
Is it six? Oh, let's count together. One, two, three,
7.
7. All right, good. Now that you count them, the other way to describe them is now differentiate, Elsa. Are there arrange them on their stage? Like for example, let's do it this way. Take a look at Miss Cha. The weather today, all right, you said a while ago, the weather today
The
is
weather today is cloudy.
I can see you said six. Six people
I
in
can see 6 people in the photo.
all right. Now you could now tell me, for example, there are now you describe joteng, you differentiate the gender.
Their present
Hmm. How many how many males? How many females? Nam, nuu. You differentiate them. There are
are there are 4 female
all right, there are four females and two.
and 2 males.
All right. Uh, Elsa, we use females and males because when we are describing the gender, boy and man are different, right? Boy, man, girl, woman, right? So boy and girl for the young generation, and of course, man and woman for the older. Okay, so you could just be specific, choose female or male. Now, after you describe it, Elsa, now you tell me what place do you think it is? Where are you? For example,
Is
where are they?
are are at the
All right. They are at the park. You can say at the park, or they are near the
lake.
they are near the lake. All right. Now, you describe, after you tell something the location, now you need to describe the people on the photo one by one. All right. Now, you say, I can see a man. What is he doing?
I can see a man
Wearing.
wearing red and yellow shorts, red jeans, and brown shoes.
All right. What is he doing?
Flying a kite.
He is flying a kite. Okay, good. Now that you describe the first person, all right, you move to the other. Next,
Next,
I can see
I can see my woman.
I can see a woman. Where is she?
She's listening to the radio.
All right. Which one are you describing this one? I can
She's
see.
reading
All right.
a
I
book
can see a woman. Where is she? Under her location.
under the tree.
Under the tree. And you said it already. She's reading.
She's reading the comic book.
She's reading a comic book. Okay, that's a good one. Now, with this one, how about this? You describe little by little. You're moving right now. What can you see this one?
I can see the
How,
sister.
this one. How can you describe this car, Elsa? Make an adjective.
I can see the grandfather.
All right, I can see a green. What else? What adjective can you use?
Green car.
I can see, for example, you could say, I can see a green. Okay, I can see a green old car.
A green old car.
And is that a man or a woman? And a man riding in it.
In it.
All right. So how about this one? I can see
Girl.
I can see a girl and she looks
And she looks
very, how can you describe her feeling?
happy.
She looks very happy. All right. What is she doing?
To the radio.
She is listening to the radio. Okay. Now moving into you describe him, him. Let's go to the next one right there. How can you describe him?
I can see a man.
I can see a man. What is he doing?
He playing the guitar.
I can see a man. All right, with
a guitar
on his. All right. All right. I can see a man with a brown guitar on his back. All right. What is he doing? He's playing.
He's playing with his toy motorboat.
All right. Okay. He's playing with his toy motorboat. All right. You could, oh, now that you describe him already, you move into him.
I can see a man.
I can see an. How can you describe the man?
Man
I can see an old man sitting. Where is he sitting?
sitting on the chair.
What's the color?
It's
On a red.
on a red chair.
All right. And then what is he doing?
He fishing a fish.
All right. Oh, you could just simply say he's fishing and
And
he
he
looks
looks
very
very happy
happy.
too.
All right. Okay. So you could say that one.
The, I can see a girl
I can see a girl
riding her bike.
riding her
Black bike.
all right, riding her black and fast bike.
And fast bike.
What does she look like?
She is happy.
All right. How about you describe her physical appearance this time? What does she have? Let's talk about her hair.
She has short blonde straight hair.
She has a shoulder length
Shoulder length.
blonde hair.
Blonde straight hair.
Okay, very good. Blonde straight hair.
Black eyes.
And black eyes. Okay, now, after you describe that, Elsa, now you tell me what are, all right, what are the animals that you can see and what can it do? All right. So, lastly,
I can see three ducks.
all right, lastly, I will talk about the animals
The
and
animals and insects in the show.
all right. Teacher, since it's full already, let's continue on the other side. I can see.
I can see three ducks.
Okay, I can see three. What are the color of the ducks?
It's brown.
I can see three brown ducks.
Three brown ducks.
All right, one duck
One
is
duck is on the tree. And
and
two ducks are in the lake.
all right. What else?
I can see a bee.
All right. There is also
A bee.
all right. What can it do?
That it can fly. But it can't swim.
All right, good. Next.
I can see a frog.
Finally,
I can see a dog.
I can see a duck or a frog.
A frog.
I can see how many frogs?
Oh,
I can see two. What's the color of the frogs?
it's green.
Two green frogs. All right. How can you describe them? What are the ducks, the frogs doing? All right. Hopping up high in the garden.
In a garden.
And the other one
And the other one is sitting.
All right, sitting. All right, sitting. Let's say sitting on a rock. Let's say there's a rock in there, okay? With this one. So in here also, there is also a small bee. It can fly, but it can't swim. Finally, I can see two green frogs. The first frog is hopping up high in the garden, and the other one is sitting on the rock. Okay, that's all for now.
That's all for now.
All right. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, so with this one, as you can see, Elsa, if you're going to describe or in a way that the way or we follow a certain pattern, we don't just describe it. As you can see, what Miss Cha did, we are very specific. Commonly, when we do the speaking practices also, it's very important, Elsa, that you showcase a lot of adjectives. All right. So if you're going to analyze again, the first thing that you need to describe, or remember, Elsa, the first thing to describe is the weather. If there's people in there, people are the highlight of the photo always. Describe how many, differentiate the gender, okay? Or you could say, I can see one boy, two men, all right? Three girls and five women. So it's up to you. But take note that you need to indicate the gender. After that, you can follow it by the place, all right? In the lake, at school, all right, at the park. And then, now with this one, I can see a man. As you can see, what we did, Elsa, is we do a certain technique. On the first part, we describe the clothes. On the second one, we describe where is the person. We could also describe where is he exactly. What is she doing? So it's up to you to describe as what does she look like, right? So it's up to you on how to describe, because the purpose of having speaking practices is to showcase your understanding, all right, with the photo, as well as to showcase the vocabulary that you've learned, okay? So that is why we are very specific. We could also describe the feeling, all right, the color, all right, the activity, so on and so forth. Okay, so with the, before we move into another activity, I want Elsa to read the sentence or the paragraph that she made. Elsa, can you read it for me?
The weather today is cloudy. I can see 6 people in the photo. There are 4 females and 2 males. They are near the lake. I can see a man wearing red and yellow shirt, red jeans, and brown shoes. He's flying a kite. Next, I can see a woman under the tree. She's reading a comic book. I can see a green old cart and a man riding in it. I can see a girl and she looks very happy. She's listening to the radio. I can see a man with a brown guitar on his back. He's playing with his toy motorboat. I can see an old man sitting on a red chair. He's fishing and he looks very happy too. I can see a girl riding her black and fast bike. She has shoulder-length blonde straight hair and black eyes. Lastly, I will talk about the animals and insects in the photo. You can see 3 brown ducks. One duck is on the tree and the 2 ducks are in the lake. is also a small being. It can fly, but it can't swim. Finally, I can see two green frogs. The first frog is hopping up high in the garden, and the other one is sitting on a rock. That's all for now.
You could also say that's all for now. Thank you for listening. Thank you
That's all
for.
for now. Thank you for listening.
All right. So see, you were able to showcase and you were able to give and write proper description. Okay. So that's how you do it, Elsa. You follow a certain pattern. Okay. You follow first, you describe the weather. If you can see the weather, you describe it. The people, how many, you differentiate the gender, and then differentiate what are they doing. Again, there are techniques on describing the photo. You can describe the clothes. You can describe the place. Where are they? You can describe the feeling. All right. Or a certain thing that they have. All right. You can describe the age. You can also describe what do they look like. All right. When it comes to the animal, you can also describe the color, the size, the activity, and the things that they can and can't do. Roy? All
Yes.
right, very good. So you did very well on this part. Okay. So you could also say the weather today is cloudy, or you could say it's a beautiful weather today. It's you could say it's cool and cloudy. You could also do that. You can describe the weather. You could also tell perhaps you guess or try to input the temperature based on the picture. What can you imagine? Do you think it is warm? Do you think it is hot? Is it cool? All right. Or it is mild. Okay, so you can put also those kind of things, showcasing your knowledge when it comes to vocabulary. Okay, do you get it? All right.
Yes.
Okay, very good, Elsa. Job well done. So you were able to create an amazing description about the photo. All right. For the remaining minutes that we have, we still have a lot of minutes to have. We are now moving into here. Actually, we are going to have listening, but as what I've told you, we are going to focus on. All right. We are going to focus on listening if we only have one session. All right. So before we move into another story about Mrs. Day's garden, all right, Elsa, I'm going to grab the opportunity since you are good in grammar. I mean in vocabulary. Elsa, I saw this one. I want you to know this one too because you are one of my student who's good in remembering vocabulary. Elsa, I found this.
Yes.
All right, excuse me. I found this from my resources. All right. As you remember last meeting, we focused on reading comprehension and vocabulary enrichment. Elsa, I saw some interesting vocabulary that's gonna be useful for you. The good thing about this one, it has also a Vietnamese translation, so it would be easy for you to interpret the following. All right. So with this one, please read.
Driver, model, nurse, banker, clerk,
Clerk.
seller,
Clerk.
clerk,
All right.
seller,
This one, how do you read this one?
monk,
Monk. All right. Cook or
monk,
what's the other term for cook?
chef,
Cook or chef. How about this? Seller or
vendor,
very good. Now moving into here, how about this? We have
washer, welder,
welder.
farmer, welder, farmer, driver, waiter, worker, seller, roader,
All right. Also, what is the other term for waiter? Waiter or
or server,
server. Okay. You remember that one. How about this? Priest.
priest,
Priest.
hunter,
Priest.
priest, hunter, foreman, plumber,
Elsa, silent B. Plumber.
plumber, cleaner, mailman, chemist,
Chemist.
chemist, painter.
All right, with this one, Elsa, with this, we have the mailman. Actually, there's a lot. You could also say postman, or you could also say postal worker. Okay, postman, postal worker, or mailman. Okay, you could also use that. This one.
Tour, builder, shooter,
Soldier.
tourist,
Soldier.
soldier, tourist, officer,
Athlete. Athlete.
athlete,
Analyst.
analyst, gardener, secretary,
Secretary.
secretary,
Mm.
library, carpenter,
Librarian.
librarian, carpenter, fashioner,
Astronaut.
astronaut, bartender, fisherman,
Blacksmith.
blacksmith,
Seamstress.
seamstress,
All right. Your sister?
accountant, dispatcher, policewoman, electrician, hairdresser, firefighter, farm mechanic, exterminator,
Exterminator.
exterminator,
All right. Okay, with this one. Security guard.
security guard,
Guard.
guard,
Okay. Flight attendant.
flight attendant,
Massage therapist.
massage therapist,
Therapist.
therapist.
Good. So we were able to learn more about it before, but just for you to have some sort of vocabulary enrichment, okay, and not focusing on the Cambridge book itself, I just remembered to show this one for you. Okay. So anyway, you can have the copy of this, all right? As you review the videos, or if you want the copy, just tell it to Miss Huang and I can send it to you if you want the copy, okay? So I'll be sending to Miss Wong to be forward to you if you want to review that part. Okay. Going back with this one that I have. All right. Okay, give me a second. What is the other thing? Ooh. All right. Okay, where's our book? All right, now. So now going back to what we are discussing a while ago, as you can see, the highlight of what we've read for this afternoon, Elsa, or for this evening specifically, it focus on all right, it focus on some activities and some adjective to use, right? Some activities and some adjectives to use. Now let's move to the story. All right, to the story of Mrs. Days. All right, and let's talk about what's happening on this photo. All right. So
Miss,
Elsa, Mrs. Days.
Mrs. Day's garden, Miss
Elsa,
Gray,
Mrs. Day, is she married or single?
oh,
She is married or single?
married,
She's married, right? Because we are using Mrs. If we use a miss, she is single. All right? Okay, now let's continue. Let's read the
Miss,
story about Mrs. Gray's garden.
Miss Gray is a farmer. There are cows, sheep, goats, ducks, and chickens on his farm. There's a dog too. Mrs. Day lives next to Miss Gray's farm. There are potatoes, onions, beans, peas, and two pears.
Two pair.
Trees in her garden. Miss Gray is going to the town now. He's going in his truck. Mrs. Day is going to the shops. She's going on the bus. Oh dear! Miss Gray's farm gate is open. Oh dear! Mrs. Day's garden gate is open too. Look at the cows and sheep. Look at the goats and ducks and chickens. They are running and jumping in Mrs. Day's garden. Are eating her potato and her onions and peas. They are eating her beans, peas in her trees. They are wearing her hat and her t-shirt and shorts. They are wearing her dresses and sweater and skirt.
Oh no! All right, moving into.
But look, here, Miss Day. She's coming home from the shops. Miss Grace coming home too. I'm very angry. Say, Mrs. Day, look at my clothes and look at my trees. I'm very sorry, says Miss Gray.
All right.
What do you like to have dinner with me?
Good. All right. So with this one, Elsa, if there is an instance that the feeling or expression was mentioned, you could also say it that way so that it's gonna be more realistic. I'm very angry, says Mrs. Day. Look at my clothes and look at my trees. I'm very sorry, says Mr. Gray. So it's going to be more interesting and more realistic, right? So you can also say that. So with this one, before we describe what happened, all right, as you can see, it mentioned a different categories in here. So we're going to differentiate them one by one. All right. So Elsa, the first category that I noticed, there are farm animals mentioned. Can you help me figure it out? What are the farm animals mentioned?
Sheep, cow,
Cows,
chickens,
chickens, and what else? Sorry? All right, ducks. From the story, there are cows, sheep, ducks, chickens, and
fish,
all right, and goats, right? Also, we have a dog, meaning only one, all right? A dog. Okay, now, also Elsa, there are mentioned, all right, some transportation vehicle. Transportation vehicle.
car,
The car, okay, there's a car. What else?
motorbike,
Okay, there's a motorbike. Based on the story, Elsa, there is a truck and
tree,
truck and a bus. All right. Now, Elsa, what are the vegetables mentioned?
oh,
All right. There are also rauku. What are the vegetables on Mrs. Day's garden? We have
Potatoes.
potatoes,
Pea.
peas.
Tomatoes.
Are there tomatoes? What's in her garden? There are potatoes.
Beans.
Oh,
Beans. 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 Beans.
there are potatoes, peas, onions, and
Beans.
beans. All right. Do we have a fruit in her garden? Do we have a fruit? What fruit is it? All right. So she also have fruit trees. Okay, fruit trees. So we have pairs, two pear trees. Okay. Now, how about this one? They're also mentioned, Elsa, regarding some, okay, in here, some clothing, Elsa. What are the clothes mentioned?
The shorts. The shorts.
Okay, the shirt.
The hats.
Okay, the shirt, the hat,
The dress.
dress.
The jeans.
All right. Jeans. Are these jeans? Pairs in her, they're wearing her hats, her t-shirts, and shirts. So let's put t-shirts.
Pants.
Okay. Hats and her
No.
sweaters.
Skirts.
Konyo, sweaters and skirts. Okay, good. Now with this one. Okay. What happened to Mrs. Day? What does she feel?
She is angry.
She is very angry. Why? What happened? Why Mrs. Day is very angry or was very angry? Because
Because it's look at my clothes and look at my trees.
Elsa, we are describing Mrs. Day. Are you going to use my or her?
Her.
Because of her clothes and her trees.
Trees.
What happened to them?
Is
They are. What happened to the clothes and trees? You could say, okay, we could say the animals
animals
destroyed them. All right, the animals destroyed and ate them. Okay, they destroyed and ate them, right? So the clothes they destroyed and the trees and the vegetables, the animals ate it, right? So in this one, moving into here. Okay, Elsa, how many? Look, count, and write. Look at the picture. 2 cows. How many sheep? Mm,
goats.
we have, sorry,
Sheep.
2 sheep. Elsa, remember, sheep is a special noun that takes singular and plural form the same. Sheep, sheep. All right. Konyo, dwinyat, the same thing. You just need to put the quantity 1 sheep, 2 sheep. Compared to the other noun that they tend to add s or es to the end. Okay. Next, how many goats?
Goats.
We have 2 goats. All right. Elsa, this one. How many onions?
Hens.
2 onions. And then we have 3 beans. And we have
Goats.
4 potatoes. All right. So Elsa, sadly, your microphone is getting in and out again. But anyway, I can hear you somehow. So for tomorrow, Elsa, we are going to have a lot of listening activity. All right. We are going to continue discussing this one. All right. How about this one? Can you complete this one? Look, read, and write. Mr. Gray has got lots of animals on his farm. Number 2.
Drive his bus.
Drive his what? Sorry. Truck. Okay. Continue.
Goes to town on a bus.
Roy. Continue.
The
The.
animal
Elsa, the or the? The or the? The animals.
animals eat Mr. Date's
Mrs.
potatoes,
Mrs.
Mrs. Date's potatoes, onions, and pears.
Peace.
Peas. They were Mr. Date's,
Mrs.
Mrs. Date's crows. Oh dear!
All right. Okay. So that's going to be the end of our Cambridge story lesson for this evening. All right. So sadly, Elsa, we don't have much time left, but don't worry. We're going to see each other again for tomorrow. For tomorrow, Elsa, take note. How many sessions do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. We are going to study how many sessions?
2.
2 sessions too. All right. So with that one, so that's going to be our lesson for this evening. All right. So that's all for now. We are going to continue the lesson for tomorrow. Tambiet and have a good night. Okay, bye Elsa. See you again.
Goodbye, teacher.